Generation Z, our youngest generation. So many things we can say about this generation as far as characteristics, but one of the things you'll notice about this generation is they really can't be shocked with anything. There's not much shock value when it comes to this generation because of all that they see and read on YouTube or social media. And so, as a youth pastor, I know this, but when it came to my own family, there was something last week that I needed to sit down with my oldest son, and we needed to talk through because I had found out somebody that he knew, kind of an acquaintance, somebody who's actually been on his sports teams before, had gotten in a lot of trouble. And this was a Christian guy who had chosen a different path and was really going down a destructive path. And I needed to talk to Braden about it. And so as I shared with Braden what was going on with this particular person, I could tell Braden wasn't really shocked. Again, there's not much shock value there, and he wasn't very surprised. And so it led then to a discussion is, Braden, but does this burden your heart? That this is a guy that is now kind of wandering away from the faith and heading down a very destructive path. And so it actually led to a good interaction between the two of us. And it got me thinking, as Christians, does it bother us? Does it bother us when we see brothers and sisters who used to be, it seemed like, so close to the Lord, wandering away from their faith and headed down a destructive path? Does our own sin even bother us anymore? Can we sin and hurt the heart of God and it not burden our own selves? Are we not even convicted of our own sin? And so I want to ask you that today, like wherever you are you struggling with your sin? Whatever it is, I think we should struggle, and we should want to ask Jesus to forgive us, and we should want to repent. And then is there somebody in your life that you feel like is just wandering away from the faith? And if so, do you have a burden to reach out to them and show them the love of Christ and help bring them back into that right relationship with Jesus? Here's some verses that I wanted to share with you. First of all, Galatians chapter 6, verse 1, it says this: "Dear brothers and sisters, if another believer is overcome by some sin, you who are godly should gently and humbly help that person back onto the right path." And then James chapter 5, verse 19 through 20, it says, "My dear brothers and sisters, if someone among you wanders away from the truth and is brought back, you can be sure that whoever brings the sinner back from wandering will save that person from death and bring about the forgiveness of many sins." And so I challenge you, reach out to those that have maybe wandered away from their faith or wandered away from the church. Maybe they're struggling. Go to them in love. Share the love of Christ and see what God will do through that situation. Thanks for listening, and I'll see you next time.